In today's video, we're going to be discussing a 5-second binary option trading strategy. That's right, folks, I said it, 5 seconds. Now, this whole concept was actually brought to my attention from some of our viewers and subscribers who have shared a particular video from another YouTube channel teaching this 5-second strategy. They wanted to know my thoughts and whether or not if I thought that this was a viable solution to incorporate into binary option trading. So we're gonna be doing things very, very differently in today's video, where we'll be watching that particular YouTube video. Now, it's a short video, so don't worry, it's not gonna take long, and I'll be adding my own commentary just to provide any clarification as to what's being discussed. And yes, I did test out the strategy. So as we do with all of our videos, I'm gonna share with you my live trading footage. We're gonna review the results and the outcome of that session. But more importantly, we're gonna discuss the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, discrepancies, if any, and that way you can decide for yourself if this is a strategy that you want to incorporate to your trading. If you enjoyed today's video, gained any value, like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our trading resources down below in the video description. But without further ado, let's proceed with today's video. Now, I want to reiterate the purpose of this video is not to defame, belittle, or insult any parties discussed. This video should never be interpreted in a negative manner. I have full respect for the traders in this industry. My goal with this video is to provide you with further insight as a trader who's been trading the binary markets for over 7 years, to provide clarity, education, and of course, a sense of reality as to the possibilities and what can be accomplished in the binary option markets. Now, this session was done on the Pocket Options platform. Pocket Options is by far one of the most popular brokers in the industry for the fact that they've been around for many years, and it's one that I've been personally using for over 3 years. They provide a simple and easy to use interface for navigating and trading the binary option markets, easy functions for adjusting your expiration times, your dollar values, with higher and lower buttons for your buys and your sells. They have an extensive list of global pairs that you can trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in addition to cryptocurrencies, commodities, stocks, and indices, all of which provide competitive payouts for high profit returns. If you like using indicators, they have a great selection of various indicators that you can use and incorporate to your trading regardless of whatever strategy you're using. Free $50,000 demo accounts, which you could use at any time for back testing and practicing various strategies and trading methods in a risk-free environment. And best of all, Pocket Option services are available for many countries around the globe. So whether you want to use Pocket Options for their free demo accounts or use them for your trading and start earning profits through the binary option markets, you can access all of their resources down below in the video description. So I gotta give credit to where credit is due. This video is presented to us by Binary Tricks Revin. Not really sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the title of the video is 5-second strategy pocket option, 98% win ratio in OTC, simple binary hack trick. Off the bat, folks, with that title, the concept of making money in a matter of 5 seconds with a 98% win ratio with a simple binary hack trick sounds appealing, and it's definitely going to gain a lot of attention, and it has. I mean, this video gained nearly 200,000 views since April of last year, so obviously the concept of fast money is going to be appealing. But just because something is fast or seems simple doesn't always mean that it's the smart approach. Or maybe it is. Let's find out. So we're going to play this video. I'm going to speed up the playback speed to 1.25. It is a short video, but because we have a lot to cover today, I want to try to save as much time as possible. Let's get started.
Hello, in today's video we will see strategy of 5 seconds, and it works very well. But for this you have to watch the video till the end so that you can understand clearly where to take the entry. After that you can check your winning ratio by practicing in demo account. We have uploaded this strategy earlier, but many traders have not understood it properly, and this
I do like the fact that he said you should practice this on demo accounts. Obviously, you should be doing that with any new strategy or trading method you do, and that's why we always say that in our videos as well. You don't want to be practicing a new method onto a live account, and that's exactly what I did. I practiced for a few times on my demo, but the results that we're going to be sharing with you today are on my live account.
This time we have updated this strategy. Then look at it carefully. Okay, well look, I've placed a trade in the up direction here for 5 seconds, and it will show results in just 5 seconds. Now, before understanding why I took the trade in the upward direction here, let's see its entire setup. This is the Pocket Option broker, and here you will get to see up to 92% return even if your status is beginner. If you want to play with this broker, then its link will be found in the description. After that you have to choose a chart like this. Now choose your candlestick time frame 30 seconds and trade expiry time 5 seconds. For that you have to select OTC pair. Okay, so let's understand what is our first rule. The new candle will start from 30 seconds and it has to be watched carefully for 25 seconds. It is green from the beginning, so we'll trade in the direction of upper at exactly 25 seconds. And look, it has won. So this is the first simple rule that you have to take trade in 25 seconds. I will tell you in the last how to show this time. Till then, understand the trade. Our second rule is that if the candle is green and red from the beginning, then you should not enter the trade, otherwise the chances of losing are high. You can trade with these two rules in a simple way.
Okay, just to recap, we're on a 30-second time frame. Come to this tab, click on S30. That means every candlestick represents a 30-second time period of price data. We're targeting 5-second expirations, and we're only trading OTC pairs, okay? That's the setup. The first rule, if your candle opens green and stays green, you're going to enter for a buy within the first 5 seconds of that 30-second candle. Vice versa, if the candle opens red and stays red within the first 5 seconds, you're going to enter for a sell. So you have to pay attention to the timer displayed on your chart. Just in case if it's not set, come here to this tab, click on enable timer, and that will activate the timer as you can see here on my chart. Now, if a candle opens and keeps changing colors, then he suggests that you don't take the trade. And I quote, he says, otherwise, the chance of loss is higher. All right. So you have to pay attention to the first 5 seconds of every candlestick that opens in order to decide whether you're going to be entering for a buy, a sell, or no trade at all. So just based off of those 2 rules, he says that this is more than enough for you to, use his strategy to your trading. But now he's going to get into the more advanced rules. And this is where things start to get a little bit interesting.
Now these 2 rules are done, and if you want to play in advance, then this 3rd rule is for you. If the candle turns green and red or turns green after turning red, you will take a trade in the opposite direction within 25 seconds. It turned red after turning green, so took a trade in the upper direction. And there is profit here. The 3rd rule is a bit difficult, but if you follow these 3 rules, then the chances of you losing are very less. You just don't have to be in a hurry.
Okay. So the 3rd advanced rule is if the candle opens one color and then changes another color within the first 5 seconds, you're going to take a trade in the opposite direction. So in other words, if it opens green, then changes red, you're going to enter for a buy. If it opens red, then changes to green, you're going to enter for a sell. And he says, and I quote here, right? So I'm not making this up. He says the 3rd rule can be a bit difficult, but if you follow these 3 rules, the chances of you losing are very less. Now, remember, the 2nd rule was don't take a trade if the candle keeps changing colors within the first 5 seconds. Otherwise, the chance of loss is higher. All right, but now he's saying that if you follow these 3 rules, the chances of you losing are quote unquote very less. And he also says you don't have to be in a hurry, which is kind of ironic because we have to make these decisions within the first 5 seconds of the candlestick open. But I digress. Let's keep going.
So let me show you how good this strategy is by taking a few more trades. This candle started with green, so now I have taken the trade at exact 25 seconds. And see, after all there was profit in it. This time the candle is started with red and we have to wait for first 5 seconds and watch it carefully. After 5 seconds, I saw that the candle is red and immediately I took downside entry, and at the end made me profits. This time I am going to use 3rd rule because candle turns red after green and I took opposite entry. But this time you have to keep in mind that this candle should be far away from opening and this is going to be hard for you, but anyway, let's continue in a simpler way and make some profits. Now here we can see that the candle is started with red and we are waiting for an entry to the downside. Okay, we placed a trade here to the downside at exact 25 seconds and I know you must waiting to see how to do that candlestick time.
I had to pause this real quick because I just want you to take a mental note of his results so far. Okay, you can see that he's won a majority of the trades, but he does have 2 losses. So just keep a mental note, remember this, because this is going to come up in about a minute or so.
Understand the 3rd rule and I will show you that how to do. Here I used our 3rd rule and it has profitable trade. It was red but turned green within first 5 seconds, so took the trade in down direction. Let's see how to do that candlestick time. First go here and select this option. Okay, let's find some best entries and make some profits so that you will know the results of the strategy. If the candle is started with red for first 5 seconds, still we can lose because of such movements. Because it moved fast to the downside within 5 seconds. That's why it reversed and we know that this is just 5 seconds. So anything can be happening.
Yeah, that is a good point that he made, that if you are trading a particular asset that has large body candles or just a lot of volatility, even within the first 5 seconds, if there is a wide gap between the opening of the candle and the point of where you're about to enter that trade, yeah, it may not work in your favor. So that is a good point to take into consideration.
If you enter wrong position. But anyway, I am going to trade with double amount this time and find working entry.
So because he lost that trade, he's going to enter a double position for double the previous value.
By now you must have understood by looking at my result that there is no possibility of loss with this strategy. You just have to keep being patient. The trades taken till now have lost only once and after that there is profit.
Okay. Now this, God, I hate when people say this. So this is where things are starting to get a little bit misleading. He says, and I'm quoting, "By now, from my results, you can see there's no possibility of loss with this strategy." This is an extremely misleading statement to make. And granted, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that we are listening to a voiceover, right? It's a very robotic sounding voiceover. So maybe English isn't this person's native language. So I get that. But when you make statements like there's no possibility of loss, that's just not true, right? Even the best strategies in the world, right? Assuming that they are properly rules-based strategies, you're still going to have losing days. You're still going to have losing sessions. So there's no such thing as a strategy that's going to work all the time. And on top of that, he also says, from the trades I've taken, I've lost only once. Now, remember how I just told you to make a mental note of the results that I paused at? There were 2 losses already documented, and then he made another loss right before he entered on a double position. So that's 3 losses already, but he's saying he only lost once. So again, very misleading.
Continue and make some positive trades. Here's the third rule. This candle had turned green and red, so now after 5 seconds, wherever the candle is, we'll trade in the opposite direction. So we have taken the trade in the down direction and we have profits. Let's move on the next trade. Till now you have seen that whenever I have loss, after that I take double trade and make 100% profit. If you like this video, then like it and subscribe the channel.
All right, so he just said, whenever I lose, I take a double entry, as we saw a few moments ago. He lost that first initial $100 trade. Now he's risking $200. This is a type of martingale strategy, which is something that we have talked about many times here on our channel. Martingale, unless you know what you're doing, is one of the worst methods of trading you could ever apply to your trading because it overexposes you to more risk, and in most cases it contradicts proper risk management. Prime example, just to kind of keep things simple, let's say you had $1,000 in your account, you risked $100 for a trade and that trade lost. Now your balance is down to $900. So what do? You double down on the next trade for an additional $200. So now you're down to $700. And assuming that those 2 trades win at a 92% payout, you'll receive about $194. So yeah, that'll put you back to your starting balance with just a little over $84 in profit, but you had to risk a total of $300 just to get back to your starting balance with a minute $84 profit. So yes, on paper, that sounds good, but if those 2 trades that you double down on lost, well, now instead of $1,000 or $900, you're now down to $700. Martingale should only be used by those who know exactly what they're doing, who know how to trade properly, who have a strong trading track record. But even so, most prudent traders don't really trade in this manner. Not only are we trading in a 5-second environment, but we're adding more risk by adopting this double down martingale concept to your trading whenever you have a loss.
If you want 50% promo code, then it will be found in the description. See you in the next video. Till then, happy trading. Be happy.
That's the whole video. He does place a few more trades. They do close in profit. So based off the calculations from all the trades that I saw, he did a total of 22 trades, losing only 4, winning 18 trades out of 22. Very, very impressive. So I do have to, applaud him for that and give him credit for a pretty outstanding performance considering he is using a highly risky and fast-paced 5-second binary option trading strategy. So now what I'm going to do, like I said, I tested this strategy. I shared with you the live trading footage of my session using this strategy on my live account. Then we're going to review the results, discuss some of the issues and discrepancies and final thoughts that I have. And then based off of the results and the key points that I'm going to be sharing with you, then you can decide if this is a strategy you want to adopt to your trading. Let's take a look. So as you can see, it was a fairly decent session. Did have a couple of losses here. Well, actually we had 4 losses, a couple of ties. Overall, we came out in profit. Let's actually take a look at the trading history. Again, this is on my real account. We can see more data of the trades that were taken during that 5-second session. And if we scroll down below, we did a total of 16 trades, 4 losses, a couple of ties. So 75% win rate, not bad. Walking away with a profit of $2,600. Majority of our trades did revolve around AU and a CAD, with 1 trade for a Euro GBP, which resulted in a loss. So again, I'm gonna give him credit because losing only 4 of 22 trades, whereas I did 16 trades and I lost 4, right? So his win ratio was definitely better. But having said that, I do have some issues that I want to address, which you should definitely consider before thinking about adopting this into your trading. First and foremost, I do have an issue with his win rates, right? Because again, according to his title, he says that this strategy delivers a 98% win ratio, alongside with the other statements that he made that if you follow this strategy, your chances of losing are very less, and weird statements like that. But to be honest, folks, this whole 98% win ratio on his title is pure clickbait because it's not based off of any mathematical calculations. Winning 18 out of 22 trades, although fantastic, is an 81% win rate. It's not a 98% win rate. And even if he only lost 1 of those 22 trades, that's still a 95% win rate, right? So my only rationale, unless I'm missing some other factor, he's just using that to gain attention, to gain attraction, and to clickbait people into watching this video. But more importantly, folks, all right, putting speculations to the side about whether it's clickbait or not clickbait, the thing that I have the most issue with this strategy, and this is the most important part, is that this strategy, even though we walked away in profit, this strategy is not based on any logical, technical, or fundamental principles whatsoever. Trading just based off of the first 5-second movements of a candlestick is not a logical strategy. Even if you take into consideration, when we're talking about trading candlestick patterns, yes, there are strategies revolved around trading candlestick patterns, but even with proven bullish and bearish candlestick patterns that you use as a bias for your buys and sell trades, one of the most common mistakes that people make, even with these proven patterns, is that traders will trade around the actual candle rather than waiting and seeing how the market reacts based off of the candles provided. The first 5 seconds of a 30-second candle based off of the color fluctuations is not a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. That is just pure gambling. When you enter a trade, and this is something we've discussed before, when you enter a trade, whether it's binary, Forex, or even futures, you need to ask yourself, why are you entering that trade? What type of confluences have you seen for that buy or sell that you're about to take? Are you buying at support? Are you selling at resistance? Is it a trend continuation trade? Is it a reversal? Is there bullish or bearish price action? What type of structural pattern is presented? Is there a divergence? These are the types of questions that you need to ask yourself before you enter a trade. During my session using this strategy, I found that I got better results when price was reacting off of either a descending or ascending trend line, levels of support and resistance, and other price action variables. But even still, not really an ideal strategy to my liking. Just because a candle stayed green or stayed red or turned from green to red or red to green within the first 5 seconds of a candle is not a reason to enter for a buy or sell. Don't get me wrong. When you see titles like 5-second strategy pocket options, 98% win ratio, simple binary hack trick, that sounds extremely appealing to the novice trader because they're thinking there is some simple way to trade the markets without any prior experience and I'm gonna make money in 5 seconds. Sounds amazing, but in most cases, not probable. And I say this on a position where I tested this strategy, and yes, I did walk away with a $2,600 profit, but my turnover was $8,000, meaning I placed $500 trades, a total of 16, 500 times 16 is 8,000. I risked $8,000 to make a $2,600 profit. Granted, with binary options, your turnover is always going to be higher than your trading profit. Based off of a proper rules-based strategy, you want that ratio in terms of your trading profit to be much higher. And in this case, $2,600 from an $8,000 turnover is not that great. Again, I'm grateful that I made $2,600 off of this fast-paced 5-second strategy, but at the end of the day, folks, this is not simple. Yes, it's simple when you're counting a 5-second timer, but it's not a hack. This did not deliver a 98% win ratio in his session, nor in mine, and this is not a binary hack or trick. This is just straight up gambling. Remember, a proper rules-based strategy is based off of valid trading principles. This strategy does not contain any valid principles in terms of price action, fundamentals, or technicals. So is this a strategy that you want to apply to your trading? If so, give it a try, practice on a demo account. But if you're interested in other properly rules-based strategies that have proven track records that actually work based off of sound technical and market aspects, I'll leave some suggestions down below in the video description. All right, traders, that concludes our video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. This was the first time that we've done a video like this, so I'd love to hear from you. Share us your feedback down below in regards to whether you want us to do more videos like this in the future. Also, if this is a strategy that you plan on trying out for yourself, whether it be on demo or live account, we would love to hear from you to try to get a general consensus as to how people are doing with this type of strategy. Share your experiences down below. Thanks again for watching, and check out any of these other videos in regards to previous updates and strategies that we have shared here on our channel, and we'll see you on the next one.